be funny. Like,
Hey, Chandler.
What?
Do you like me?
Well, yeah.
As a friend or more?
What do you mean? Well, what do you mean more? Like,
More than friends?
well, I don't know. Like, how can somebody be more than a friend? Like, I always thought you were like either a friend. Someone was either a friend or an enemy, or you haven't met them yet, so you don't know whether they're a friend or an enemy. And
well, when someone says that, they mean like wanting a relationship like for the rest of your life, wanting to be with you forever.
Oh, so like a lifelong friend.
Well, see, they're basically saying I want to marry you, kind of a thing. That's basically what they're saying, in my eyes.
And why would you want to marry someone?
I would want to marry someone because, well, for one, it keeps the population growing, and number two, God brought people together, like Adam and Eve, in matrimony. And I want to get married because I love kids, besides the fact I want tons and tons of kids. I want to get married because the person that I'm still in love with, I believe I'm supposed to marry because he's still in my dreams and I'm waiting for him. And it's more like a love story, I guess, but
Huh.
I'll always be in love with him, and no matter what, and pretty sure he knows what I'm talking about if he watches this.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you sure you...
I'm just surprised he's still on my Facebook, honestly. It starts with a K. That's all I'm giving hints.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't know, like, about people in the relationships.
He's the one I want to be with the rest of my life. And the reason I want to be with him so bad is because he believes the same things morally than I do, and he doesn't tell me to be like the world. And I can't find anyone else like that has, standards in a relationship. And that's how he fell in love with me. He told my family he fell in love with me because of my purity. And he told my parents that's how he fell in love with me, because of my morality and what I believed, that kind of thing.
Here's an interesting question for you. What if the person you want to marries someone else?
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, if the person you think you're in love with that you want to marry, what if they marry someone else? That kind of ruins that idea, doesn't it? You can't marry him if they marry someone else, right?
Well, they wouldn't if they're in love with you.
So you think they wouldn't really be in love with you if they were in love with someone else and married them instead?
Well, that would be kind of called cheating, and that never happened in that relationship.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just think about that because, see, I don't have much of a chance of getting married, for example, because I'm old.
Well, you're only 26. That's not old.
Well, I know,
What's
but
old is you're like 70s, 80s.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, that's the thing is, now I don't get marriage anyway. I don't understand it.
Why not?
Because I don't know why people, like, that's a big deal to them. And I don't know what marriage really is to them. And
what man brought together, let man not separate.
Well,
what God has put together, let man not separate. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Yeah, well, what if God never put together something in the first place?
Well, he does. And I'm actually learning what that is. Because my mind is an insect compared to what God's mind is.
Insect mind. I like that.
I'm an ant compared to God, in the words of my dad. Our minds are so ant compared to God. Because he created me and knows everything about me. I mean, it
So,
says in the Bible, He knows how many hairs are on my head.
so if you have an ant mind, would you marry an ant?
I'm trying to think about what you mean by that.
Well, you say you have like an insect or an ant mind. So, but is that real? Think about it. Ants have brains. They have their colony. They do all these things. And
They're very smart.
They're very smart. So if you call someone an ant brain, that's a compliment rather than an insult, isn't it? It's cool.
Then why do people say I'll crush you like an ant? Then? Exactly.
It's mean to crush an ant for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I of course I don't know how relationships and marriage, how we got talking about ants.
Well, we weren't sure what we were supposed to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Define to me what you think love is.
Well, love to me is kind of where you have a special connection with a person, like, and it's different with every person, I guess. But I think that a true connection, a true kind of love or relevance or something like that would not be destroyed. Like, it wouldn't just end. Like, if it's strong, it would stay that way. You know, that's just my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. A real man to me is someone that's a Christian and follows everything the Bible says. But the most important thing that I'm looking for is for a man to love me through my hardest times. That's the man that I'm looking for. And most men aren't. Most men, you must know this, are scared of the word commitment because it's a heavy word for them.
I'm not scared of a word.
Well, most people tell me that because I've always been the one that always stays even when it's ended, and yeah. I guess, yeah. I guess I love with my whole heart, and God tells me to guard my heart, for it's the wellspring of life.
What does that mean?
Well, it took me a while actually to know what that really means, but I found to know what it actually does mean. What it actually means is guarding your heart from things that can hurt you. Like something that will come your way, and if someone tries to poison you to go down the wrong path, that's why it says the wellspring of life. Because your heart determines everything. That's what it means. That's how it was explained to me.
Well, I don't understand that explanation, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was deep. I better end this video now, but that's off.